Today we're breaking down the dismissal of Hartney v. Zoetis, the lawsuit challenging the safety and marketing of Librela, Zoetis monoclonal antibody treatment for canine osteoarthritis. In October 2025, a federal judge dismissed the complaint, but the reasons why are more complicated than headlines suggest. Let's walk through exactly what happened, why the court dismissed the case, and whether it may return. Background of the case: the Hartney lawsuit was filed by a group of dog owners who alleged that Zoetis failed to properly warn about certain adverse events associated with Librela. They sought class action status and claimed violations of consumer fraud laws, breach of warranty, and product liability statutes. Zoetis denied wrongdoing, arguing the product was FDA approved. Its label was updated based on ongoing pharmacovigilance data, and that the lawsuit lacked the necessary factual basis. The dismissal. On October 2025, the judge dismissed the plaintiff's third amended complaint. Importantly, the dismissal was without prejudice, meaning the case is not over and can be refiled. The court's reasoning came down to several legal deficiencies. Why the judge dismissed the case. 1. Failure to show veterinarian reliance, learned intermediary doctrine. Under veterinary pharmaceutical law, vets act as the learned intermediaries. To succeed, plaintiffs needed to show vets relied on specific Zoetis marketing or failed warnings when prescribing Librela. The complaint didn't identify any statements specific veterinarians reviewed. How those statements influenced the prescribing decisions. How alternative warnings would have changed those decisions. The court said this made the product liability claim insufficient. 2. No feasible alternative design was proposed. To claim Librela's design was defective, plaintiffs needed to describe a practical, scientifically viable alternative Zoetis could have used. The court ruled the complaint failed because the plaintiffs didn't identify any alternative molecular design. FDA approval requirements limit manufacturers from unilateral redesigns. A drug can only be considered defective if a safer design is realistically achievable. Without that, the claim couldn't survive. 3. Consumer fraud and warranty claims not adequately supported. The judge found the alleged misrepresentations were too vague. Plaintiffs didn't specify how they relied on them. Warranty claims didn't meet statutory requirements. 4. The complaint did not prove Zoetis withheld newly discovered risks. The court noted Zoetis updated Librela's label in February 2025 based on new data. The plaintiffs did not present sufficient evidence that Zoetis intentionally withheld new safety information. Prior to that update, Part 4. What without prejudice means. This is crucial. A case dismissed without prejudice is not a final judgment. It means the plaintiffs may amend the complaint. They can fix the deficiencies the judge identified. They can then refile the lawsuit. The court explicitly granted leave to amend, meaning the door is open for the case to return. Part 5. When can plaintiffs resubmit the case? 6 o'clock. Plaintiffs were allowed to refile after the dismissal order in October 2025 as long as they provide more specific allegations, identify statements veterinarians relied on, present a scientifically plausible alternative design if alleging design defect, identify concrete misrepresentations or omissions, meet the statutory requirements for consumer fraud and warranty claims. If the legal team rewrites the complaint addressing these points, the case can be reopened. Part 6. What this means going forward, 7 o'clock. This dismissal is not final, and it does not determine whether Librela is safe or unsafe. It is strictly a procedural ruling about whether the complaint met legal standards. Other Librela-related claims may follow. Regulators continue monitoring the drug, and the legal landscape remains active. If you want updates on resubmissions, new cases, or regulatory changes surrounding Librela and Zoetis, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications.